La 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 la. La 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 la.
Hey guys! So excited to share with you one of my favorite things about the holiday season, and the thing that inspires me the most about my family is our kids. They have come up with some really creative ways to celebrate the season, and I wanted to share a couple of those with you. It all started a couple years ago when my cousin Stephanie decided that she did not need any more presents, and so instead of getting presents for herself, she put together a list of all of the things that kids at Home of the Innocents really wanted for Christmas. And instead of getting presents with Stephanie's name on it, she put presents under the tree with all of their names from everybody in our family. So that kind of kicked off this awesome tradition of giving back during the holidays. And so 2 years ago, we started adopting refugee families from Catholic Charities. Last year, we put together a sandwich competition where we did a long line of items to go into bag lunches for Wayside Christian Mission, and we turned it into a big game that everybody in the family participated in. We made 100 bag lunches for Wayside, and we're doing that again this year. And so it's been a really awesome way for us to feel like we're part of our community and give back to the community. And it all started with our kids. None of the grown-ups told them to do that. It was just as they got older and they realized how fortunate they were that they decided that they needed to do something more. So they inspire me every day. Your family maybe wants to do something like that during the holidays too. It's better than presents, I promise. Happy every holiday to everyone.
So one of my favorite family traditions is relatively new. We had a pretty traditional Christmas tradition growing up, in that every single year we would go up to Grandma's house for Christmas. We had a very large family, and as the family continued to grow, Grandma could no longer accommodate everyone in her house, and so we eventually got to the point where we would have to rent a place in order to have everyone, and now we're at the point where we have about 40 or 50 people every year for Christmas. And within the last 3 or 4 years, we have one aunt who has started purchasing stuffed snowballs that she brings every year, and everyone looks forward to them. And after all of the presents are opened and the meal has been eaten, everyone starts to have an impromptu snowball fight. And while that would be fun in and of itself, the funniest part comes in when my grandfather, who is in his mid-80s, starts hoarding all of the snowballs, and the great-grandchildren start handing him all of the snowballs, and he starts hunting people down with them. His favorite snowballs happen to be any that he can find that have been dipped in gravy or that have fallen victim to salad dressing, and he has no shame in ruining an outfit or beaming you in the head. He particularly likes to try to hunt down my grandmother and beam her in the head with a snowball. He's quite the ham, and it's actually become something that we've really started to enjoy, and so we look forward to that every single year now.
I'm from India, and in India we celebrate Diwali, the Festival of Lights. It's the biggest festival celebrated in every household in India. It is that time of the year when everybody goes back home and the whole family celebrates it together. Unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to go visit family since 2 years. But this year, I had my family come over. My parents came over to celebrate Diwali. Diwali is the festival of lights. It symbolizes the victory of the forces of light over the forces of darkness. That's why the celebrations include lots of lighting up, lots of candles around the house, fresh flower decorations, and lots of fireworks. Fireworks is a big thing for Diwali. It's a 5-day long celebration, and we visit friends and family, and we make delicious cookies and sweets, and we share homemade cookies with friends and family. With that said, happy holidays.
Well, as I sit down here in the donor resource hallway in front of the hearth, I'm happy to share some Nevitt family traditions. I have tried to instill in my kids, and we hope it sticks, that Christmas is a time of giving, and it's better to give than receive. So every year through our church we have a great opportunity. We partner like a lot of organizations to have gifts delivered for families in need, and Catholic Charities is one of those organizations we support through their refugee settlement program. So for the last at least 6 or 7 years we've had the opportunity to deliver gifts to a refugee family from many different countries in Asia and Africa, and we just got our assignment today. It's a family from Burma. So we will be delivering gifts this coming week to a family from Burma, and we're excited about that. We also try to stay in good terms with our neighbors. So Christmas Eve, snow or dry, I sneak out right before the stroke of midnight and deliver some spirits in the doorways of my neighbors, and have found that has many multiple returns over the course of the year. And then finally, when I was a kid, I wanted to share, my dad was a pretty creative guy, and we always attended midnight mass. And when we got home, there was always Santa's workshop set up. So there were blinds set up to protect an area where Santa was coming to deliver gifts. And one year in particular, he set up, of course we didn't know at the time, but as soon as we arrived, he had the latest technology at the time, which was reel-to-reel tape recorders. And Santa Claus greeted us as we arrived, tell my brother and me Merry Christmas, and to check under the tree. And we went rushing over and went through the doors, and of course no Santa was there, but all the gifts were there that had not been there just a short time before. It was years and years later that my brother acknowledged to me that he found that tape recorder behind the couch, because I thought it was still real at that point. So just a few examples of Christmas traditions from my family to yours. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Well, my favorite family holiday tradition is that my husband and I take our 5 kids to the Dollar Tree every year and let them do their Christmas shopping. And they know that they may make a list of whoever they want to buy for, family, friends, teachers, acquaintances. The list can be really long because, as you know, everything at the Dollar Tree is $1 each. And they look forward to this every year. In fact, we're going next year and they're really excited about it. It really teaches our kids how to give back and how important it is to not only ask for things for Christmas, but to also give gifts for Christmas. And a lot of thought goes into those gifts. And in fact, our 5-year-old one year got my husband a turkey baster. Why, we don't know, but that was the gift that she got him. And you know, one of my favorite gifts is this little thing I got from my daughter that says "My #1 mom." But again, they buy for grandparents, and we also get each roll of wrapping paper, and they all wrap their own gifts. So when we go to my parents and my in-laws and wherever we go, they each have their own gifts wrapped in their own paper, made with their own love.
Really my favorite time. I love Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's always usually really warm. All of my family's down in Alabama. So one of the things, of course, we love to do around Thanksgiving is talk all about the football rivalries. We have a big camp of Alabama fans, big camp of Auburn fans. So sometimes we'll have a little breakout football game after a Thanksgiving meal. And we usually get the group together either at Thanksgiving or Christmas to also play a game of kickball. So with all the little kids playing with the adults, it's really just a cute, fun time, and one of my favorite things about the holidays.
Christmas in Lebanon is really an awesome and interesting time of year. Lebanon is the most religiously diverse country in the Middle East. We have 18 different recognized religious sects. And so we have 2 Christmases, one that is celebrated on December 25th and one that is celebrated on January 6th, and that's the Armenian Christmas. And both are national holidays. So Christmas in Lebanon has evolved more from being a religious holiday into more about respecting and honoring the Christmas spirit. And we all try to celebrate in our diversity and honor each other's traditions. So you'll see Christmas celebrated in many households across the country regardless of their religion. My family personally always has a Christmas tree up. We don't celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, but New Year's Eve is actually our yearly family holiday. I also like to go very overboard on decorations. We always have great, huge displays, whether it's the nativity scene or just really, really creative Christmas trees. And when I go home, I love to just go out to the malls and go out to downtown Beirut and just to look at the decorations, if for nothing else. And in my family, like I said, we celebrate New Year's Eve. It's our big family event. Usually it's hosted by the elders in the family. Over the years, that has become our family. So we always have a lot of people over, and trust me, we have a lot of cousins. So you get to see all your cousins on that day. Our present exchange also happens on New Year's Eve. There's a lot of food and a lot of drinking. And the food is mostly like appetizer food, and it's just a huge variety of foods, and also we can't forget about the grilled meats. Drinks, we love whiskey and wine, and there's a traditional kind of liqueur tray that we put up on Christmas, and it's like little shot glasses of chocolate or coffee liqueur. And what else? We also have a traditional Christmas cake in Lebanon. So because Lebanon was occupied by the French, their traditions are still a little bit part of our traditions. So we have a traditional Christmas cake called the Bûche de Noël, which is basically like a giant chocolate log that's you have Christmas decorations on top, and it's really delicious. So another way that you see the French traditions and language is that we call Santa Claus Papa Noël, or in French, and Baba Noël, which is like an Arabic-French blend. So in honoring the Lebanese traditions, I will wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays in Arabic. Milad Majid wa Am Saeed. Happy holidays to everybody.